Hello everyone, today we're going to take a review of this Davis DC8 head. This is a handmade head in England. It's an 8-watt head and it's powered with an EL34 and it has an ECC83 preamp valve. So we have the clean channel and distortion channel and a shared EQ section, as well as an effects loop, which is handy as the amp doesn't have reverb. A lot of heads don't have reverb. So I was just playing through the distortion channel there. I'm just going to play with the clean channel. So a nice open, clean sound that we're going out of this head here. Now we've got an EQ section which has treble, middle and bass. I'll just fiddle with those controls a little bit to show you how they kind of work. I'll turn the bass all the way up. Now, as I've said before in previous videos, I kind of like to set the EQ section flat on an amp and I kind of work from there really. And I usually just kind of play with the controls on the guitar, the tone and the volume. The reason for that is an old guitar teacher showed me that, and really I'm just trying to get the sound of the actual amp out. So everything's kind of neutral, which I think is kind of important. And that is the thing that I usually do on gigs anyway. And then if I need a little bit of treble, I'd add it, as I've said in the previous video. The effects loop on this amp is very interesting. It's got a dry signal and a wet signal. So if you turn the dry all the way off, you don't get any sound. So in other words, the signal is going through that effects loop, which kind of adds to the tone of it. So I don't know if anyone's familiar with the effects loop, but basically it's like another preamp in the chain. So I turn it up, sound, turn it down, nothing. So I believe they call this a dual functioning effects loop, which is quite interesting. I've got nothing in the effects loop at the moment, but the first time I played through this amp, this was down, so I thought something was wrong with it, but nothing's wrong with it at all, I've been assured. So it's actually a design of the amp. So that is quite an interesting feature. Kind of adds a thickness to the amplifier that I don't think you'd normally get, which I'm quite enjoying. Kind of beefy, kind of fat sound, you know. Okay, so that's kind of really nice, kind of boutique, kind of clean sound. Obviously a bit raspy with this bridge pickup on the old Telecaster, But really nice, clean kind of boutique sounds, and kind of a good platform because it stays clean. Surprisingly, quite almost all the way up, it stays clean, which is surprising for an 8-watt amp, and that makes it a good pedal platform. Right, let's head to the distortion channel. It comes with this cool looking foot switch, and I have to say the amp is very cool looking. That kind of blue and white kind of combo is very fetching. I like it. It's good. If you're into the way gear looks, as I'm sure we all are, then that looks cool. So I'm going to head over to the distortion channel. So here we've got drive, intensity, which is kind of what it says on the tin really, and volume. Now, this EQ is still shared with the distortion channel. So I've got to drive all the way up. Now, this isn't a kind of amp that's going to give you loads of, metal sounds or anything like that. It just gives you really nice kind of blues rock sounds. It's kind of classic blues rock sounds. So okay, so the intensity knob on this amplifier on channel 2 kind of does what it says on the tin, as I said earlier. I'm just going to turn it all the way up. Bit more drive there. So yeah, a kind of fatter sound, almost a bit more fuzzier. I kind of like that in the middle, actually. I like everything in the middle. But it gives it just a little bit more volume as well. I think I'm not sure if that's correct, but it seems to me it gives it a little bit more volume. Now. So as you can probably hear, the great thing is the harder I hit the guitar, the more distortion I get. The less I hit the guitar, it kind of goes away. So I guess, the hip thing to say about this is, it's a very responsive amplifier, and that's true. So it's kind of responding really well to my phrasing and my licks, because basically the distortion doesn't always get in the way. And there's the great thing about the clean channel. As well, Also, on the back of this amp, it's got outputs for 16, 8 and 4 home speaker cabs, which is very useful. And as I say, an effects loop. It's also quite light and portable, which is great if you're a gigging musician and you don't want to carry a cab around with you to every gig, or you're flying. Also, it's great for the studio being 8 watts because you can really start to drive the amp and get a great kind of sound out of it at low volume. Okay, so I'm now going to play through the DC8 with my Gibson 335. Now I'm just going to put it on the front humbucker, volume and treble on full. Same settings as before, everything on flat. Yeah, so this is the clean channel. bridge humbucker on, bridge humbucker. Now, as you can hear with the humbuckers now, you start to hear the amp kind of breaking up a little bit of saturation there, which is, personally I like, you know. Yeah, you can especially hear it there, which is great. Which is another example of why in a studio it'd be such a useful amp, because that kind of saturation you only get out of, you know, like a larger amp when you start to wind it up, and then it just becomes too loud. So it's still a big sound, but you've got that saturation going. Both humbuckers together. Okay, so let's check out the distortion channel now. Let's put the bridge humbucker on. Sounds like ZZ Top, right? I'm going to turn the intensity all the way up again. Even more ZZ Top. I'll try and play a bit quieter now. So still retaining that kind of dynamic, you know. Again, when I pick lighter and I play the guitar lighter, that distortion disappears, and it's still being really responsive. I'm now going to turn the intensity back down a little bit. And I'll put the neck humbucker on and see what that sounds like. Both humbuckers together. See, when I play quietly, it almost sounds clean. That crackling was my volume control, and he's cleaning. Okay, so I'm going to put it back on the clean setting again. I'm just going to, you know, try and show how versatile this amp is. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug my board in. I'm going to play over a couple of tracks and kind of let you see what the amp works like in a kind of almost real life situation. Thanks for watching.